what is MVC and why we need to be use MVC? Okay. See, MVC is nothing but it is called as design pattern. Do you have any design pattern idea?
I know what design patterns are, yes.
Yes. A design pattern is a blueprint. A design pattern is a blueprint which is used to solve a problem in standard approach, that is called as which is design pattern. Okay?
Okay.
Yes, in software engineering, a design pattern is a reusable solution. Okay?
Right.
See, yes, it is a commonly occurring problem. Okay? See, you can say that within given a which is a context of a software development purpose. Okay? We have the types of design pattern, we have different types of different design patterns are there. Okay? In general, 23 design patterns are developed. Okay? By GOF, means gang of 4. GOF means this gang of 4. Just I give the introduction before MVC. This is what is meant by design. Means before MVC we have which is design patterns are there. Yes, got my point?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, which are divided into 3 which is categories. Which are divided into 3 categories. First one is which is a GOF, gang of 4. Okay, and here which is a creational design patterns, structural design patterns, behavior design patterns. In this way, we have 23 types of which is design patterns are there. Okay, and we have the which is the facade, adapter, okay, chain of responsibility, mediator, observer. Okay, these are different type of design. 23 design patterns are there. Okay, actually the design patterns. Okay, actually the design pattern developed before 1978. Okay, before 1978 the design patterns are developed, but this much are not implemented. This much of implementation is not performed. Okay, see, list of design patterns are supported in .NET. Actually, what are the which is list of design patterns? Gang of 4 patterns, which is enterprise patterns, and heat, which is head for which is patterns, and which is 3 tier, and which is 2 tier, n tier, okay, single tier. Okay, these are different type of design patterns can be supported by which one that is .NET. Okay.
Okay.
Now I am going to be explain which is yes. MVC pattern was first implemented, which is small talk. Okay, small talk. It is one of the class library actually. Okay, MVC architecture implemented in the which is small talk. It is a class library application. See, ASP.NET MVC, which is ASP.NET MVC web-based application framework. Okay. ASP.NET MVC is a web-based application framework. Okay, that is implement which is based on MVC pattern. That is implement based on MVC pattern. Okay, model view controller. That is based on model view controller. What is mean by model? Okay, based on ASP.NET, we can allow which is web developer to develop web application in 3 compositions. First one is model, second one is view, third one is controller. Okay, and here ASP.NET framework is developed by which is Scan Guthrie. That is one of the which is chief architect of which is Microsoft. He is introduced which is MVC. Okay. And here the first version of MVC is released in 2007 year. This is which is in the December 2000 year. Okay, and ASP.NET MVC framework is which is alternate ASP.NET web form. Means if you want to develop an application using normal ASP.NET also and ASP.NET MVC also. Okay, ASP.NET MVC is alternate to which is ASP.NET. Okay. See, we have the which is, when you want to do the which is the MVC architecture, we need to use the class libraries called what actually, which is the system.web.mvc namespace can be used. System.web.mvc namespace can be used. Okay.
Okay.
MVC mainly it is called as standard design pattern. Okay. Yes. Standard design pattern. See, the components of MVC model. First of all, we can discuss about regarding comes to here, which is model view controller. Yes, you go from there. Model view controller. Model. Okay. Model is going to be completely deal with which is okay, which is we can database, and you can say that from which is database, updating the data, inserting the data, which is altering the data, anything, whatever it is. That is called model. Always it is going to be completely deal with which is database. Okay. And view are the which is components. Okay. That will display the user interfaces elements. Okay. In general, these user interface elements are okay created from which is data of the model. That is a view. Means we can write the different type of tabs we have which is regarding which is designing part, whatever it is in the view. Next comes to here which is controller. Okay. Controllers are the components. Controllers are the components. Okay. We can say that can handle the which is user interfaces of the view will work with the which is model. Will work with the model. See, we have the different type of which is under view and the controller. We have different type of which is we have the which is different type of designing related of applications are available. You can place it. Okay, and MVC application, yes, comes to here. The MVC application design pattern, we have the which is, yes, design pattern separate the which is application into three main components. That's called model, view as well as control. Means in the ASP.NET we can write the which is an application in the ASP.NET. Yes, we have the which is in-page technique is there, code behind technique is there. Where in the normal ASP.NET. But it means we can mix up which is designing part as well as logic part. Within the design part it is possible in the ASP.NET. The MVC is not like that. We can write an application which is design part in it, which is the logic part is somewhere means, and which is we can write which is controller and which is the model. In the model we can define the which is the database related with concepts, and we can say that which is and the which is the model we can view we write the which is designing part. Designing part means what actually HTML part, CSS part, and we can say the menu related and images related. We can place those type of items there. Okay, and here ASP.NET MVC is a lightweight. Okay, lightweight and which is testable application. Okay, means the ASP.NET can be lightweight means we can say that if we go for any control means here in MVC it can be support two types of which is engine, ASP engine as well as we can say that Razor engine. Okay, which is always in the MVC we can use which is this type of control we can use it mostly. This type of controls we can use the which is HTML controls only. But in the ASP.NET we can use always which is ASP which is controls. Compared to ASP.NET which is HTML controls are very easy and very which is lightweight. That's why it is called as MVC can carry the which is lightweight protocols. Yeah, Mahi. Hello.
Yeah,
Yes.
I'm listening.
Yes, can you able to understand me?
Yeah.
Yes. See here, we need to be specifying for MVC system.web and which is the .mvc namespace is mentioned which is before starting of the application. Okay, and here comes to here. See, ASP.NET completely deal with the which one, that is HTML and which is CSS, JavaScript, jQuery, Ajax, whatever it is. Okay, and here MVC program can support the three types of which model, view, controller. Okay, model, view, controller. The model view control is which is MVC is a programming model actually. Means actually the main advantage of which MVC architecture is we separate the which is application. Where designing part can be written which is in the view, and which is a database part can be written in model, and compute logic part can be which is a place or which is controller. Okay, means it is a purpose of which one, that is the placing of an application in different which is a folders in different scenario. Means what happen here, when you want to make changes, this will not affect on which is particular pages. It will not affect on particular pages. It is possible easily to handle the application. Easily to handle the application very easily. Yes, here means in the different design pattern, okay, the view displays the data and database records. Displays. Yes, what actually means displays means actually in the model it can perform. Suppose example, if you want to which is display the data from the database. Yeah, if you want to display the data from database, the database which is related, which is the connection can be provided with under model. The database queries, whatever it is, we have written there. And one more thing, that the database can be handled which in the model, that can be data comes from which is model to view. That is called view is the purpose of to view the data from the which is in the grid view control or whatever it is. It can be displayed the which one, that is where in the view. Okay, view is the which one, that is a combination of HTML. It will have some control like which is HTML controls, and which is CSS control, CSS cache and style sheet. We may use the which is JavaScript, and which is server scripting also we can use it. Okay, and which is the controller handle the input. Okay, the database records whatever it is. The controller can be handle the input. Okay, and here means the controller can be handle the logic part. We can write which is insertion of records. So we can say insert into table, table name, whatever it is. Okay, and here one more thing, that what are the advantages? The advantage of which MVC is easier to test code that implements which design patterns. Okay. Hello.
Hello. Yeah. I'm listening.
Yeah, and scalability, code reuse. Once we design it, once we rate it an application, we can use number of times. Okay, and it is facilitate decoupling. Decoupling means what actually? Separation of which is code, separation of layers, which is coding layer. Sorry, we can say that designing layer means we can say that view, and which is coding layer means which is controller, and which is model layer which is we can go for which is database. Means we have the different type of layers. In the different type of layers we can completely work with those things. Otherwise, what happened here? Previously we have worked with which ASP.NET. There it will be having the which is an application. We need to be work with the designing part as well as which is coding part as well as which is everything can be run under which is ASPX only form. Under ASPX and ASP which is under ASPX.C. ASPX.C is a logic part, logic page, and ASPX is a which is designing part. Either we have to work with the designing part as well as this part. Means it will not, means in this way it will affect the which is ASP.NET application. But if we come for MVC, we are separating up which is code, means we can say that it will not affect on which is some other web pages. Okay, these are the advantage of which is MVC architecture. Okay, see, yes, the model, the MVC divides into three concepts, which was the first one we can discuss is the which is model. Model always deal with the which is the properties and application logic as well as database. In the model we can write which is the database related connections also. Okay, and cookies, sessions, everything we can write it. Authentication, authorization, everything we can make which is using of the model. Okay, next one is comes to here which is the view. Yes, the view is the response for which is creating the which is the HTML or any responses. You can say we may use the which is HTML and CSS, JavaScript, Ajax, everything. It is designing part here. We need to be take anything of which is the design related. That's the view. And the controller is always you can deal with the logic part. Okay, and here and it is the controller can be coordinator. It is one of the coordinator between of which is view and the model. Okay, see example for which is view and which is controller user input. View is the which is data display. Data display purpose we can use the view, as well as we can say that controller is the logic part, means the controller means we can say that refresh and events. See the controller whatever it is inputted by the user. This can be goes to which is database. From database you go for which is view. View can display the data. Not only data, everything, every application can be done by which is view and which is data as well as model. Okay, see, and how we can say that, how we can use which is the model and retrieve the data, store the data, and we can discuss which is in coming classes. See, if you go for MVC, we can find this is this type of which is architecture. We can find it. Okay, properties, references, application data, content, controllers, models, scripts, views, and global.ajax, packages configuration, web.config. Okay. First of all, we can discuss about which is yes, properties. Which is regarding which is an application. It can be having the information regarding the application. It's called as properties. And we can references what type of which is namespaces, what type of base class library we have taken, that is a deal with the which is references. Application data means it is a purpose of to place the database here. Content is one of the folder. It is a purpose of which is related of images and which is we have which is CSS related and which is JavaScript related, which is you can place the which is content. Controller is it is a logic part. Controller is always a logic part. Under controller we can place which is controller related, means logic part related applications we can place under controller. Okay, and here the controller can having okay, the controller can having which is logic part like which is C# we may use which is C#. See, in the model we can use the databases, anything whatever it is. Scripts also we can use the different type of script, JavaScript, VB script, and which is you can say jQuery and Ajax also. Views always deal with which HTML control. We have the two types of engine. Okay, ASPX engine as well as Razor engine. ASPX engine start with the delimiters. Do you know what is meant by delimiter? Yeah, Mahi.
Yeah.
Yes. What mean?
Delimiters.
Yeah.
You're talking about the tags, that server tags, right?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, those less than, greater than, percentage for the ASPX and for the Razor engine it's at
yes.
symbol.
Yes. Yeah. Exactly. Yes. See. Means we have the two types of which is ASPX engine as well as Razor engine. I will teach you ASP engines first, then after I will go for which is Razor engine. Compared to ASPX engine, Razor engine is very comfortable and it's a very lightweight Razor engine, and so many people are using in their project Razor engine only compared to which is ASPX engine. Okay, ASPX engine compiled with which is ASPX, which is ASP injection, which is ASP related, which is tags whatever it is compiled with which is ASPX engine. Razor engine, it is a deal with which is compiler called Razor engine. Okay, see, compared to that, Razor engine is very most comfortable, and we can say that it is very lightweight. Axing is very fast compared to which is ASPX engine. Okay, yes. Next one is comes to here, the content folder. Okay, what is mean by content folder? What actually the content folder can contain? Okay, it is content. It contains CSS, style sheets, images, icons. When the developer going to be develop an application, he will able to place different type of which is images, different type of style sheets, okay, and icons, everything we can place it, okay. And here which is sometimes you will be able to write which is designing related, which is using jQueries and everything, whatever it is, you can place in the content folder. Content folder, it is mainly for purpose of which is the design part related. Next one is comes to which is controller folder. Okay. See, controller folder is the purpose of which is to place which is a logic part mainly. We can write the logic part like which is C#. We can write which is logic part for which is C#. That purpose we can use the which is, and not only logic part, we can logic part along with the database also we can implement which is controller folder. Next one is comes to which is application folder. The application folder, this is the first folder, this is completely, it is to placing of database. We are placing the database. Okay. Means in the application for which is database, we need to place an application data folder. Okay. And model folder. The model folder is the purpose of to place which is different type of database classes. Okay. And here it is, we can write the which is application data related coding, we can write under model folder. And view folder. What does it mean by view folder? The view folder can contain the which is HTML related designing parts. Okay. HTML related of designing part. We can write which HTML controls. We can take the button controls, combo boxes, grid view controls like which is grid view means directly we could not take the grid view control. Instead of grid view control, we need to take table. In the MVC directly we could not use anything. Means we have to be use HTML controls mainly. We could not use. Do you have
any plugins that we can use to already created controls that we could put in these pages?
Yes, we can use it. Yes, okay. Custom controls also we can use it in the which is in the views.
I mean,
so, yes,
I'm so used to writing all those, using all the server controls in web forms. They're very much easier to use. They're very, all the complex logic is very easy to use, right? So we should be having something like that with the Razor engine also, that we could use easily plug in and use directly. Very easy.
Yes. Yeah? Yes, instead of writing off those type of application, we can use the plugins also. Okay?
Okay.
Yes.
Which Visual Studio version do you use to teach?
That is 2013 only, latest one.
Okay.
Yes, you need that one or which is the later, which is the lower one?
No, I have 2013.
Yes, 2013 is very comfortable. Why? Because in 2012 also, but I will go for which is always advanced only. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now script folder. This script folder is the purpose of to place the JavaScript related mainly. Whatever it is, the scripting related, Ajax, JavaScript, whatever it is, the scripting related application you can place in the script folder. Next one is global.ajax. Global.ajax is which is one of the project. It is the root of the project. Okay. And which is in the global.ajax we have the which is we can find the different type of events. Okay. It contains the which is home page. In the global.ajax we can place the home page. Yes. Under here in the ASP.NET, whichever you select the particular page, that can be which is executed. But in the which is in the MVC architecture is not like that. We need to be mentioned. We have to be say this is the home page. Got my point?
Okay, so you have to mention the home page.
Yes, we have to mention the home page. Example, in the ASP.NET, we can have the which is number of web pages. On the website, we have the number of web pages. Web page 1, web page 2, web page 3. Default is which is by default it will be taken as a which is web page. But if you go for which is any web page, automatically we can click on the which is run button, automatically can start. It will not start with the which is default page. It may start with any type of whatever we have select. It is an ASP.NET we have which is that type of facility. But MVC is not like that. We need to be mentioned what is the home page first of all.